What's your forecast?
It's so bad.
That's the best part of the podcast, man. I love that. I look forward to that every
I think
every
like 90%
episode.
of our viewers, that's their favorite part too.
It's gotta be, right?
Stop.
Yeah, high engagement in those first 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Really tinkers off after that. But it's not going to in this week's episode.
I don't think so.
Because we're going to get into it, man. This
Yes,
is a
sir.
very important time of the year.
Yes, sir.
This is when anybody can make or break your championship.
We want to know who's going to make it, right?
Exactly.
That's what
Yeah.
we're-
I'm not worried about who's going to break it because that's probably most of the guys on my team.
Yeah,
right? So
honestly.
I need a few studs
Yeah.
to save the day.
Let me give you a screenshot of all my teams. That's who's going to break
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, don't take any of these players. I'll just send you all my wings. I have everybody. But I mean, yeah, like last year we had guys like Joe Flacco pop off at the end of the year who just, helped carry you to the end. Or Amari Cooper out of nowhere became, a top 4 receiver with Flacco. Like, they just both went off. Years prior, we've had Chris Rodriguez come in and be a top 5 running back for 5 or 6 weeks for Washington at the end of the year. So it's not this name is good. Like you're at the point in the season where you have to make decisions like, do I play a banged up Breece Hall on a bad offense, or do I play somebody like Sincere McCormick or Isaac Garendo? Like, these are the names don't mean as much anymore because it's just this week right now. It's win or go home for a lot of people at this
Because
point.
we play to win the game.
Absolutely.
And
Right
win the
now-
game with points.
Right now, I'm going up with Brock Purdy and Jameis Winston. And I don't know who I'm going with. But what I'm going with right now is Jameis Winston. That's my call. He's going to be
Jameis
the
Christ.
out of nowhere guy that wins you a championship.
I love it, man. And I mean, it fits the Joe Flacco from last year so well. It's such a similar situation.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Especially that's 2 years in a row the Browns just refused to start the best player at quarterback. But whatever. But
Everybody knows it now.
yeah, I mean it's
No,
locked
we
in.
don't.
It's
That's not locked in.
Oh, okay.
and the nice thing about Jameis is he supports his own fantasy value by throwing interceptions,
Yeah,
turning the
right.
ball over. Giving the other team points. It means okay, we can't run the ball because we're down 14 now. Like he's helping himself score more fantasy points with these small deductions. Like you'll give up 4 points a week if it means you get 450 yards and 4 touchdowns out of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I love about him. He's in the 30-30 club.
Yep.
That's just who he is, man. He's gonna
That's
get you a lot of fantasy points, though, even if it's not that
Absolutely.
great for you lost in the game, but
That's
you still won your matchup.
100%. And I just don't see a way where the Browns are good enough against almost any team in the league to just run away with games and go, all right, Nick Chubb, Jerome Ford, you guys are getting 25 touches this half, and it's pound the rock.
Yeah, you can see that they're not giving Chubb the ball as much as they would. But,
Right.
And Jerome Ford, I mean, he's doing good, but still same thing, not as much touches. They're still pass heavy.
Yes, they are very pass heavy. And I think that we even saw that with Watson early in the year. Like, they want to be a passing football team. They really do.
Yeah.
That's Stefanski's goal. It's just was not working out with Deshaun Watson and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
And, it's funny how when you get the right players in, how different teams can look. Like, I mean, the same game, Jerry Jeudy had 250 some yards. Elijah Moore had 100 yards. David Njoku had 2 touchdowns. And these are all guys that
They're Jags.
have been written off at certain points in their career.
They're Jags.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I said you were a jag, just a guy who's an average wide receiver they use a first-round pick on that isn't doing anything. I hope today that you actually show up in a way that you haven't showed up in the last couple of years since they drafted you. So if you ever got a problem with Agent 89, I'm sorry for saying that you're an average wide receiver that they eventually will move on. And when teams call me and asking, should they trade for you, I will say no, don't trade for Jerry Jeudy because he's mentally unable to handle constructive criticism from people who watch specifically, can he be a wide receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, Jerry Jeudy, Elijah Moore, up to this point in their career, just a guy at best, right?
Yeah.
Especially for somebody like Elijah Moore who's done nothing.
Yeah.
And now he's very fantasy relevant because of Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
So,
All hail Jameis Winston.
I know who thinks they're Jags. Steve Smith.
oh man,
Steve Smith's not.
hates
He's not capping. He's based.
Steve Smith's a legend, but he's kind of a dick. I'm going to be honest.
I love
he's
it.
kind
though.
of a dick.
I love it. I mean, he has to. He's got that Chihuahua energy.
He does.
He's a little guy. You gotta come out
This
barking.
guy's gotten kicked out of training camp at least 3 times for getting in fights with people.
Oh yeah, well, on multiple teams. I mean, this is a man who, not to go off topic here, but this is a man who was upset about what a reporter said about the way he played in the game, and found him after the game and tried to fight him in front of this reporter's family. Like,
as you should. What else do you do as a man?
He disrespected you.
Hey, said you had a bad game.
In times like this, it's an opportunity to continue to glorify the Lord even through the toughest circumstances. I know I'm better than this. I know I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.